So we're working on our series, one file, 4 different earrings, and an ornament. And today we're talking about inlay earrings. Always a great subject. Always a really fun topic to learn how to do and basically figure out the kerf of your machine. And I have other videos that can really go in depth about the kerf and how to figure out kerf. So we're going to talk about it a little bit less in depth today, but just like as another example of kerf. Kerf, what is kerf? Kerf is basically the width of your laser. So when it cuts, your laser cuts a little bit of material. So if you imagine, I'm just going to draw a line here with this. I don't know if we can see this very well, but imagine that's your laser cutting. So when it cuts, it removes this amount of material as it cuts. And that is the kerf. So it's the material that your laser removes as it cuts. And every single laser is different. Most are around like 0.7, 0.8. But for example, mine is closer to 0.5, sometimes even less. So the stronger your laser in general, and if you're like autofocusing correctly and all that, you have all your settings down well, the thinner your kerf is going to be. And this is very incorrect. This should be 0.005. This is a mistake I make when I am not thinking. So I have to go back into the file and correct this. 0.009. I don't know why, but I keep making this mistake. It's become like a recurring thing. So in all my files, I include a guide, and this is like basically the manual way for you to figure out what the kerf of your machine is. So you can cut it out and you can figure it out yourself. So we're going to do that. Our aim is to create these really cute earrings. I made them in wood. I even created a second layer so you can have it like sticking out if you want. This one isn't sticking out and I just painted it. I painted the bow instead. So it's just fun to do inlay earrings because you can really show off your materials if you have a favorite material or a trend that you're kind of following. This trend that I'm following kind of at the moment, I'm really into coquette earrings. So with the bows and like these more pastel-y colors, I'm in love with this green shimmer from CMB. So it can really show off like your style and what you are, what you really like. So you're not stuck to other people's pattern ply or what they're making. You can create very much your own earrings. Okay, so let's do it. So I basically created this guide, and this is like when you cut, like just the general cut, this is the outline of the earring. Then this is kind of equivalent to this. And basically it is going to fall through because of all the material that's cut out. And then, so what you do is then you go in and you grab your original, although I have the guides, but you can do this yourself. And you offset the original outwards, and you only want to do it outwards. And you only have to offset what the inside inlay is. You never have to offset the outline. You offset it by 0.005 and to see whether it's going to fit in your outline or not. So I'm going to lift this up now. And we're going to remember 0.005, 0.007, 0.009. So basically these are getting bigger as they go along because you are offsetting outwards. So you're making a piece bigger. And that is to compensate for the amount of material that has been removed when your laser cut. Okay, so I'm going to grab my original here, and I'm going to see what fits into my original really well. So this is a 0.005, so I'm going to fit it in. And just very quick summary, it does matter what direction you put your piece in because the laser does not cut in a straight line. It cuts at a slight angle. So it makes a difference if you put it like this is the right way up. It's going to have a different, it's not going to go in so well if you flip it over. So remember that when you have pattern ply and you need things to be cut a certain way. So I'm going to try and fit this in now. And this is my laser, so my laser cuts pretty finely. Notice that it's already crunching in. I don't know if you can hear that. You hear that crunch? So this is actually already a perfect fit. So mine crunched in, and this is not going anywhere. I mean, and you can see I'm really having to not break this as I take it out, because I want to show you with the bigger piece. Oh my goodness. Okay, don't break. What happens, this is the bigger piece. You're going to see that it's too big. It's not going to go in here at all. So this is way too big. So I am at 0.05. If I flip it over, I'm probably not going to be able to get it in. Nope, it's too big. Also, I don't think this is 100% symmetrical. So that would also make a big difference. But if it is a 100% symmetrical design, like an oval or a circle, it will make a difference whether you put it from the upside or from the bottom because of the slant of your laser. So keep that in mind when you're cutting pattern ply. And if I put in the original, this is the original, and I put it in, you're going to see it's too loose. So this is why you have to offset. This is way too loose. It's going to fall through. Okay, so I did these last night. And so I just want to show you how to put these together. So there are factors. Once you figure out your offset, unfortunately, that's not it. You're not set for all your projects. Things do change depending on the project. They depend on the complexity of your project. So like a circle and an oval are by far the easiest to do an inlay. Once you start having lines, like this is a more complex, things have to fit in. And sharp lines can get a little too tight and you have to be careful not to snap your, especially if you're using acrylic. Have to be careful not to snap the acrylic. So it has to be a good fit without being too tight or else you might snap it. What else? So yes, wood is more pliable than acrylic, for example. So your materials really make a difference. You have to make sure your acrylic is cutting smoothly. Like here, you see smoothly. If you have too many jagged lines on your acrylic, that's obviously going to eat into the kerf. So make sure you're cutting your acrylic in a way that it is slightly melting as it is cutting, so you have a smooth edge. So yeah, there are a lot of factors, and different acrylics cut in different ways. Like some really chunky acrylics, like chunky glitters, are a little bit rougher, so you might need to lower your kerf a little. So you're always adapting here and there. Always do a little bit of a test piece. It's a good idea. Okay, so let's do. So we did it with wood. Now we're doing it with acrylic. So I have, hopefully this is in the right direction. Yep, it is. Fit in perfectly. Look at that. Amazing. And this is the original piece. So you're going to see that just falls straight through. That will not stay in there. And this is going to go in. And I go in and it kind of snipped. You want to hear it kind of crack in. You want it to really, this is not going anywhere. And then I created a double layer here. I created two, but one I really don't like, which I'm kind of in love with this really iridescent, sparkly, but it's actually not working well almost in any, it's the same as this one. It's not really working well in a lot of my projects. It's more of a 5-year-old thing. I don't love it. So I then made these pink bows that go more with the color scheme. And I think these are really cute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this Gorilla Glue. More and more, I just use Gorilla Glue for acrylic projects because as much as I like Star Bond, unfortunately, Star Bond at times, sorry, I was getting a piece of paper. Star Bond can really eat into your acrylic, or it can leave streaky lines. And it's not even reacting to the acrylic, it's reacting to the oils in your hand. So if you're going to use Star Bond, remember to use gloves. And I hate using gloves when I'm doing anything handmade. I feel like I lose sensitivity in my hands. So right now, I use Gorilla Glue. It never streaks the acrylic. It dries completely clear. It doesn't have any smell because some of Weldon is so potent that I'm just ooh, I think I'm going to faint. So I'm not a big fan of Weldon just because of the fumes. And how hard it is to open that can. Oh my goodness. So I use Gorilla Glue, and the only disadvantage to Gorilla Glue is that it's not instant. So you have to be patient and not move your project around. So when I have a small piece like this, I use like my weeding tool. I pick up you always pick up the smallest piece, apply it very, very thinly. A lot goes a long way. It might not seem like it's gluing because it doesn't glue instantly, but once it glues, it's on there. It's not going anywhere. You don't need a lot. You don't want it to overflow. So I always kind of like, notice how I'm kind of like cleaning the excess and then put it down. And there you go. These are my earrings. Make sure I'm not going over the earring hole. I have to like go over. There you go. And this is a very straightforward, fast how to do your inlay earrings. I will link up another video below that has a longer explanation of inlay if you want something longer. With more like reasons why it might work and might not work, and when you need adjustments. But I hope you like these inlay earrings. I have a file available. It will be listed below. And I have a bundle of all the files that I'm doing in this series. And thank you for watching. And stay tuned for the next